What is up, guys and girls? Happy Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's coming up. It's Thanksgiving week, and with that being said, it's Black Friday, Cyber Monday coming up. So we've got big sales, big profits, and a big brand new Walmart video. And I'm just kidding when I say a big brand new Walmart video. But in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my sales spreadsheet for a past month, so you can sort of see what you should be tracking on your Walmart store and the data that you have to pay close attention to, just so that you get the maximum possible margin on your Walmart store. That, and I'm going to show you a heck of a lot more. So I'm super fired up for this video. I hope you are. I'm also fired up to eat that turkey. I hope you are. Let's go and do this. All right, so I am sharing a spreadsheet that we typically make on all of our Walmart stores, and it's going to show you the total overall profit that we've got on this Walmart store for one given month. So I decided to share this one with you. This is the store that I've been working on with Steven, and this is a store that I talk about regularly in some of my videos. And there's a couple things that I wanted to talk about before I jump into what each of these columns means and what's going on here with this store. The first is, if you're either thinking of starting your own store and or you want a store fully automated from you from A to Z, my email is below in the description box, and I'll be more than happy to jump on a call with you to see which one's right for you and if you even have a store. That's a whole other thing in itself, as it can often be quite difficult to get approved for a store, and nonetheless it could take somewhere between 8 to 12 weeks to even get the store approved. However, I do have a source that does have stores available. However, I will say this much: it's not cheap. But again, the faster you get started, the better, primarily because you're going to see that there's some pretty darn good profit margins right now in Walmart. I would say it is my #1 favorite platform at the moment. Now, with that being said, Amazon can and still is a pretty decent platform. The only problem with Amazon is that the margins are getting thinner and thinner. And in a second, we'll see what the margins are on this particular store. But with Amazon, competition is very fierce. The margins are getting thinner. And let's face it, if you get suspended, it's pretty much downright scary, as Amazon has shown that they give no shits about your money. And if you break their rules, they will keep your money, they will kick you in the nuts, they will throw you on the ground, and they will not plan on giving that money back. There are rumors that you can get it back within 90 days if you ask them for a funds disbursement request. But I'll tell you this much: if you've broken a rule that they just don't, or are very, I don't even know the word for it, not forgiving about the whole situation, you will not get your money back. They will hold it. They will refuse to give it to you, and you're going to have to fight them pretty much to the death in order to get that money back. All right, so with that being said, my email is below. If you want to talk, we can talk later. So let's see what's going on here. We got a couple different columns here for this particular store. And on this particular store, what I've got going on here is there's usually a date column, which you can't see. There's a Walmart order number, which you don't need to see. All right, so right here, this is the sold price. This is what we sold the product for on Walmart, and or what the customer is paying for the product on the Walmart website. So this is whatever the customer ends up paying. That's basically it. You'll notice that we have a 0 here for Walmart shipping, and that's basically because what we decided to do is just integrate the shipping in the supplier price, which not only includes the cost of goods, which is pretty much the price that it is selling for on, say, Amazon.com or any of the other number sites that we could use, but this price also includes a fee for the shipping itself. So we kind of already have the amount that we know we're going to have to pay for shipping dialed in, just because of our experience having shipped thousands and thousands of packages. So we kind of already have that integrated here. Lastly, there is a column here for the Walmart fees and whatever else we pay Walmart for in terms of their seller fees that they collect. But again, remember here, supplier price includes our cost of shipping, which we don't include in either one of these columns here. And then there's a tax, which comes up as 0. So right here, this is the cost, or this total cost. It's the same as the supplier price. These will never vary. We just kind of made it easier for ourselves here, where this could be even just gone if we needed it to be, but it's still just listed here. And then lastly, here is the column that everybody cares about, and that is how much did we make from this transaction, or how much did we make from this arbitrage opportunity that was available on Amazon or any of the other number of sites. So this is our total profit, right? Once we get all that done, what ends up happening is it ends up getting calculated into an ROI. So this ROI is pretty much just the return on investment for this particular store. The return on investment comes out and it shows you what you can plan to make for whatever you invested. So what it says here, if we look at what this is it is J3 divided by I3. So it's just the profit divided by the cost of goods, or whatever cost it was. And in this case, it's 12.12%. All in all, our average has been well over the 20 mark. This one's at 21.53. So for this particular month, I did 21.53%, which is profit of $15,000 on the investment that I had to put into this, which was $70,000. So overall, $70,000 times the 0.21% equals the $14,928. So this is more or less, this ROI is really the margin. So this is the spreadsheet I get back from the team, but this is the margins that I make on average is 21.23. So what this, or 0.53 for this particular month, it could vary. It varies as much as between 20% all the way on to 30%, depending on how good a month it was. But in general, cost of goods, including shipping, I had to spend $70,000 to make this $15,000. And that's more or less how it happens. And it's pretty simple. You can see the status here. It'll show shipped once it's been shipped and processed, as well as there's a couple different columns here or sheets that help the VA stay organized. That way they don't get mixed up. It's orders as well as returns and refunds, and another one for old refunds, just so we kind of have an idea of what's happening. But this total margin, this total return includes refunds or any refunds that might happen. On average, it's this total margin here does not include any refunds that might happen, but we're not seeing very many refunds since, again, this is a two-step model. It's not a one-step model where you do see a very high number of refunds. You can see as high as 20, and there's been some months where on the standard one step I saw as high as 30% margins, which is a nightmare. So that's the way that this works. Simple spreadsheet. Can do this for any one such store. And you know, that reminds me, it also makes me, it brings up a question where I've met a lot of people out there that are, I don't know how to source for Walmart. I have a Walmart store. I'm not sure what to do. My question to you guys is that something that you're interested in me making videos about? If it is, I certainly recommend that you place a comment below. I'll be more than happy to make those videos, as I have experience doing those for my own stores that I do manage. I don't just manage stores with a partner. I do them for myself, for the fun, and for being able to teach you how to do this on your own. So certainly I prefer to use the fully automated method, as I like the lazy man's method. And I typically will stick with somebody that does a good job on my store. And for sure, the person that I've teamed up with does a tremendous job. So again, simple spreadsheet can be used if you're going to do this yourself, and or if you're using an automation team, your spreadsheet should look something very similar to this. Helps you just keep nice and organized. The important thing to note is always pay close attention to what's happening on the refunds. You can see here that on these refunds, the total amount was $1,030. So that means that $1,030 gets taken out of this, and these should be returned to Amazon to get your money back. So you'll be able to refund most of these. These are the current returns right now. So $1,030, you'll be able to get that back from Amazon. And then on this particular spreadsheet, these are other ones where we did manage to get a refund for that were much older. So these refunds were processed for the last month. So $758 was able to be retrieved. And if we look at this from the perspective of, if we have an average of $1,000 worth of refunds over the course of 1 month, right? If it's 1,000, that's about a 5% or 4% refund rate, but we're able to get almost 80% of that back. So all in all, what essentially happened here is it's like a $200 on refunds, if you think about this from that perspective. So $758 got back for the refunds, for the old refunds. And the current refunds are $1,000 this month, which we'll get back 80% of this. So it's not really too much lost when refunds are being processed properly. So it's real important for you to pay attention to both by keeping track of them on your own spreadsheet, and then you could see what's more or less happening. So this is just one of, we do these once a month for every month. This is one from June, so it's going to vary drastically from one now that I would have for October, but this is the one, I just randomly picked this one out for June, just so you could see some numbers and you could see how that works out. But that's more or less what these sheets are down here to show you that information. And again, I'll be showing how this store does progress. This is my one store that's been open for quite some time. It's one that is managed completely by a team that I partner with. It's not the one that I manage on my own. The one that I manage on my own is a little different. It was an entire experiment when I was running this channel a long time ago. So questions and comments go below. And like I said, my email is below in the event that you either want the team to manage your store for you and want full-on automation, or that you've got a store and you want to do it yourself. My email is below. So I will look for you guys on the next video. Peace out.